What happens if an intermediate appellate court rejects your appeal? Imagine investing significant time and resources into challenging a legal decision, only to find that the court overseeing your appeal declines to reverse or modify the original ruling. This scenario can be both confusing and frustrating, but understanding the process can help clarify what comes next. When an intermediate appellate court rejects an appeal, it means that the court has reviewed the case and determined that the decision made by the lower court was appropriate based on the evidence and applicable law. This rejection is often called an affirmation of the lower court's decision. It indicates that the appellate court found no legal errors substantial enough to warrant changing the original judgment. Once your appeal is rejected, the case does not automatically end. Instead, the next step depends on the legal options available. Typically, the losing party has the right to request a further review by a higher court, known as the Supreme Court or Court of Last Resort. This request is called a petition for review or a writ of certiorari, depending on the jurisdiction. However, these higher courts are not obligated to hear every case brought before them. They often select cases that involve significant legal questions, conflicts among lower courts, or issues of public importance. If the higher court declines to hear your case, the decision of the intermediate appellate court remains final. This means that the original ruling stands, and the case concludes at that level. The losing party must then comply with the judgment, which could involve paying damages, ceasing certain actions, or other court-mandated remedies. It is important to note that rejection of an appeal does not necessarily imply that the original decision was correct or justified. It simply reflects that the appellate court found no grounds to overturn it. If you are the appellant, this outcome might motivate you to explore other legal avenues, such as filing a new lawsuit if new evidence emerges or pursuing alternative legal strategies. In summary, if an intermediate appellate court rejects your appeal, the case generally ends unless you seek review from a higher court. The rejection affirms the lower court's decision, and the legal process moves toward enforcement or compliance with that judgment. Understanding this process can help you navigate future legal steps with clarity and confidence.